Yields back. Gentlewoman from New York is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I now yield 1 minute to the gentlelady from the great state of California, the distinguished and effective Speaker of the House, Ms. Nancy Pelosi.
The gentlewoman, the Speaker, is recognized.
I thank the gentlewoman for yielding and for congratulate her on her great leadership, chairing an important committee of the House Core, as we call it, and to thank her for bringing this legislation to the floor today. Mr. Speaker, I thank Mr. Adam Schiff for his leadership in putting this legislation together, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, I just want to say how proud we are today. Every day that we serve in this House, a House of the people, is a privilege. No matter what honors others may bestow to us in this House, whether we are Speaker or Leader or Whip or whatever, no honor is greater than to be able to step on the floor and say that we speak for the people of our district, that they have chosen us to come here, as was intended by our founders. 245 years ago, in an act of daring that would redefine the world, our founders, imagine the courage they had, declared their independence from an oppressive monarch. They said, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." The pursuit of happiness written into the founding document. And they continued, when any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the people's duty to throw off such government, to provide new guards for their future security. They were speaking about England. Our founders would then forge those guards for our own government, the democratic institutions enshrined in the Constitution, which for nearly 2.5 centuries have safeguarded the security and well-being of the American people. Of the American people. But disturbingly, the last administration saw our democracy in crisis with a rogue president who trampled over the guardrails protecting our republic. Now, Congress has the solemn responsibility and the opportunity to safeguard our democracy, ensuring that past abuses can never be perpetrated by any president of any party. The Protecting Our Democracy Act ensures the strength and survival of a democracy of, by, and for the people, defending the rule of law, revitalizing our system of checks and balances, and restoring our democratic institutions. Thank you to Chairman Adam Schiff, the chair, and the chairs of the committees of jurisdiction, Judiciary being one of those, Core another, and many co-sponsors for their leadership on this transformative package of democracy reforms, which will put in place essential safeguards to prevent any president from abusing the public trust, no matter what his or her party is. This legislative package is sweeping and future-focused, looking to the future, designed to restate the rule of law now and for generations to come. Our chairs have crafted a robust reforms package that can stand up to and prevent attempts to undermine our democracy, including the abuse of pardon power, abuse of office for personal enrichment, the solicitation of foreign assistance in our elections, retaliatory attacks on whistleblowers and inspectors general, politicization of the tools of justice, and contempt of Congress's oversight powers on behalf of the American people, including our lawful subpoena power and the power of the purse. These steps ensure that no one, not even a president, is above the law. During the Constitutional Convention, one of our founders, George Mason, asked, "Shall any man be above justice? Shall that man be above it who can commit the most extensive injustice?" In his great wisdom, George Mason knew that the injustice committed by the president erodes the rule of law, the very notion, the idea of fair justice, which is the bedrock of our democracy. And if we allow a president to be above the law, we so surely do to the peril of our republic. Addressing presidential abuse, therefore, goes to the very heart, the very survival of our democracy. We are a democracy. 3 co-equal branches of government, each a check and balance on the other. That cannot be undermined. Otherwise, we are a monarchy. And that is what we chose not to be. Let me close by recalling another scene from that Constitutional Convention. On its final day, as our Constitution was adopted, Benjamin Franklin was greeted by folks as he descended the steps from Independence Hall. People know this story. Children in school learn it. The people asked, what do we have, a republic or a monarchy? Benjamin Franklin responded, a republic if we can keep it. This was the vision of our founders, and we are grateful to them for it. This is what our men and women in uniform defend: freedom, our democracy, and we are grateful to them for it. This is what we owe our children as we go forward, to meet their aspirations to live in the United States of America with liberty and justice for all, and we are responsible for it. May we be worthy of the vision of our founders, the sacrifice of our men and women in uniform, and the aspirations of our children. The Congress, as Article 1, the first branch of government, will uphold our solemn duty to keep our republic with our Republicans by passing the bill for the people. I say this with great appreciation to all who worked so hard to put this together. I support this bipartisan amendment that is on the floor right now, and thank those who worked together in a bipartisan way to put that forward, and hope that we can have a successful day for the people. Again, honoring our founders, our men and women in uniform, and for the children. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.